Well, so as you can tell, this is a very professionally lit uh, recording studio stage here. It's my desk. It's my desk lamp. I'm just making a real quick YouTube video about what we're doing with the WordPresses and SiteLocks on DocupletionForms.com. We still are offering our free contact form and a $5 upgrade that lets you use the data merge that allows you to, with just a few clicks, to select and complete a PDF document with the information someone gives you um, in one of your contact forms. What we're doing is we're adding WordPress hosting with SiteLock. So SiteLock is a valuable security protocol. You can look at them at SiteLock.com. We're setting up your WordPress. Once you buy a domain somewhere on the internet, you set your name servers to our name servers, and then we set up the SiteLock for you, so you don't have to worry about setting it up. We're doing it at $35 a month, and that's for 50 gigabytes of WordPress, and you get a nice little SiteLock, so you don't have to manage the SiteLock and mess with the settings. We can actually, there is a way for us to turn it over to you. The price goes up a little bit because it's then directly from SiteLock. I think it goes up to $20. So that's that. We're adding with our amount of profit that we make every month. We are adding a CRM tool as well as an automatic email tool, and then we are building out our automatic document selection and completion utility, which is going to be the final element of our basic software build. Conditional logic is something I got into after I finished the paralegal program at the University of San Diego. I went with my certificate of completion to the ABA program there at USD down to the registrar's office. I bought a bond and I became a bonded and registered legal document assistant, and I started studying the rules pertaining to LDAs and UPL, that's unauthorized practice of law, and what types of technology you can use and how you have to use technology online. And I got into reading these law review journals by the set of PhDs who talked about where the lines are, and what the basic issue is that software is a First Amendment protected work of literature. It's sitting there, it's static. It's like a book sitting on a shelf that you can access. If it's on the internet, someone accesses that book, pulls it off the shelf, and opens it up and starts to read it and interacts with it with their mind. So your thoughts with a book are the same as what your thoughts and then what you type into a software program are. So it's a very dynamic book, and the way conditional logic contact forms work, there's a different next question that pops up depending on how you set the conditional logic rules for the options, the answer options for the questions that are asked before the next set of questions. So it leads you down a logic tree, however you set it up, and at the end of that, you get a printout of what their entire set of answers were, and through answering questions that are asked the right way with the right set of options coupled with the right set of qualifying information, that helps that you give people information that helps them decide which answer choice to pick based on what the significance of one answer choice or the other answer choice is. So it's not you applying your unaided human intellect to somebody else's fact pattern and dispensing a suggested route through a legal situation. It's somebody reading some information about several answer options and then answering a question that then dictates what the next question is. So that is all that person, if you set it up the right way, giving their specific direction to someone who either is or is not licensed to practice law. As a legal document assistant, I was not licensed to practice law. Now I only do paralegal work for attorney clients who have us do work for clients who we introduce to them who have legal issues. I put together little legal teams. That's always up and down. That's apexlawservice.com. And I'm always kind of focused on my technology. So, you can use that in context of doing work for an attorney, even though you're not in the direct employ of the attorney at all points in time. You can be the subcontractor, marketer, paralegal group who works for an attorney. Let's say you want to do work on bankruptcy petition. So there's a case called In Re Reynoso, which is sort of about expert law systems, but it's really a one-off case. It's about 11 USC 110's proscription against non-lawyer bankruptcy petition preparers using expert law systems to do bankruptcy petition preparation. And what it was that Jason Reynoso bought this subscription to this bankruptcy software type of website, and it had these tax tips, and he was uncomfortable with the tax tips on how to deal with what way to file his taxes in his bankruptcy documents based on the answers he gave. And there was this vault, and so he made a report to the authorities about what information they were suggesting someone follow. Well, that was just sitting there written. What it was is that, and that's just like reading a book about something that maybe you should or shouldn't choose to do. Maybe it is or isn't a good or a bad idea to do your taxes one way or another. But the bankruptcy petition preparation group was not connected with the lawyer. They were using an expert law system that led people through a logic tree and then selected and completed documents. But there's this issue with 11 USC 110 that you can't do that unless you're a lawyer, even though in every other area of law, that is the definition of not giving legal advice. That's the definition of someone with their Sixth Amendment right to be a self-represented litigant, searching out there on the internet, searching through libraries of software to find a dynamic software with which they can interact that will then give them a dynamic path through their situation. That's fine. That's the First Amendment and the Sixth Amendment. But what isn't fine is that you're not allowed to do that unless you have a lawyer in the mix. So let's say you and I are both trained paralegals. We're trained as paralegals. We're not saying, hey, you can hire us as paralegals. What I do with Apex Law Service, I say, hey, I will introduce you to an attorney who you can hire. And if you do hire that person, they in turn subcontract to us because they don't pay for the marketing. That's how they pay for the marketing, is that we have an agreed upon billing structure. I don't know how much time we're going to have to put into a case. The attorney orders paralegal work to be done and says to the client first, hey, we're going to need this many attorney hours and this many paralegal hours. It's going to cost this much money. And so we can collect money using a conditional logic information intake form, and then we can even complete all the documents, but we have to give it to the attorney. See, that's the difference. You give it to the attorney, and it functions as the intake for the marketer, who is then ready to subcontract to the attorney as the paralegal group, and then ab initio, it becomes ratified as the work of the attorney's paralegal once the client does, in fact, hire the attorney. Now, it sounds convoluted, like you get in trouble. You cannot get in trouble. This is not legal advice because I'm saying this out to the ether of the universe. It's like me writing a book right now, but I'm telling you, I am a 100% firm believer that this is how you stay out of trouble. And that's expert law systems, In Re Reynoso, and UPL, bankruptcy petition preparation versus paralegal marketing and subcontracting for a service of introducing people to an attorney they can hire who will then subcontract to your paralegal group. So if that's not enough to chew on for a little bit about how conditional logic information intake and expert law systems and paralegal subcontracting works, well, I'll try to come up with something a little bit more convoluted for the next video. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really hope you guys check out DocupletionForms.com. Sign up and use the free contact form. I'd love it if you upgraded to $35 and let me put together a little WordPress for you so you can embed your contact form right into one of the pages, the home page maybe. It's right there in the column. You can connect it via Zapier. We spent 9 months working on a Zapier integration. So Zapier now has us up on their platform. You can find it. You can type Docupletion Forms into Zapier.com search bar and you'll see us. And we're in beta. That just means we're having to put together a bunch of zaps and templates and help docs and get people using Zapier with our program with 2,000 other programs. You can zap data through a zap into another program. Other programs like Clio or ZipForms Plus help you complete law or real estate documents. So that's the direction we're going, is helping you with efficiency tools. And then we are creating an automatic document selection and completion element that connects to our conditional logic information intake form. That's the whole kit and caboodle of the conceptuality of Docupletion Forms. So check it out, DocupletionForms.com. Try it for free. Upgrade for $5. Check out our data merge. You might not really love the data merge right now. It's just really simple. You can only work with unlocked PDFs and only one PDF at a time. So it's really just the basic first step of our data merge. But the WordPress is, it's really great security protocol with SiteLock that we have for you. So I hope you take us up on the deal and help us get to where we're going with our automatic document selection and completion utility. This is James Polk with Docupletion Forms, signing out.